Hare Krishna. So we'll continue with Shloka 4 of Isopanisad. We just heard Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary on the previous verse. And I just remember when we do Harinams in the Western world, then on the streets, you will see not many people stop. But who stops and who sings with us and dances with us are small children. Naturally, you can see the tendency is that they like kirtan, they like to hear Mahamantra, Most of the time, their parents allow a little bit, and they say, okay, now enough, sure, we'll go, Or sometimes they don't want children to do that. Don't do it, But children, they are attracted with kirtan. They hear the holy name, they sometimes looking like paralyzed, Oh. And then they confront, and they forget parasite, they start dancing, singing. Many times you see in the West that phenomena comes. Why? Because Bhaktivinoda Thakur said his natural tendency is to love God, to worship God, to be attracted with His holy name. And they are not contaminated by any mind conception, upadhis, that, this is Indian God, and this is, different religion, I have our own religion. They are not contaminated by all this upadhis. So spontaneously they are attracted. Simply they are attracted by the holy name. So this is from that commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur that people gradually develop demonic tendencies by bad association, hearing wrong knowledge, giving up natural tendency to worship God. Okay, so we read mantra 4 now. Anejam ekam manaso javiyo naina deva apnuvan puram arshad tadhavatonyan atyeti tishtad tasmin apo mata rishva dadhati. Now, here Baladeva Devotion starts his commentary saying that, we should worship God. Mantra 1 says, God is all-pervading, He is, controller of all, ruler of all, dwells within everything and giving His quota, we should be satisfied with quota, otherwise, if we don't follow His laws, we go to the darkest regions of universe. So we should worship God. So who is that God? This mantra replies, it describes the God. Anejam ekam manaso javiyam. So here we'll read Prabhupada's translation. Anejat, fixed, ekam, one, manasa, the mind, javiya, more swift. So it goes like this, we'll go in details. Translation, although fixed in His abode, the personality Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. The powerful demigods cannot approach Him. Although in one place, He controls those who supply the air and rain. He surpasses all in excellence. So here, this is that fourth shloka of Isopanisad. So Prabhupada's purport. He explains, although fixing His abode, Supreme Lord can diffuse His different energies everywhere. How Lord is present everywhere? Through the diffusion of His energy. What is that called? Shakti Parinamavada. That is the philosophy that Lord does not change. Simply His energies are acting everywhere. By His energies everything is happening. So here, Prabhupada writes in purport, through mental speculation, even the greatest philosopher cannot know the Supreme Lord, who is the absolute personality of Godhead. He can be known only by his devotee through His mercy. Of course, Brahma Samhita. We know also Brahma Samhita. Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakto. That Vedas are difficult to understand. The goal of Vedas, the purpose is difficult to understand. But it is possible to Lord's devotee. Gita, what is the shloka in Gita says? Vedaischa sarva aham eva vedyo. Krishna says, I am to be known through Vedas. And to whom He is revealed? Bhaktivedanta abhijanati. And then? Priyosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hetad uttamam. Lord will reveal rahasya to His devotee. Like that. Many shlokas are there. Okay, so here then Prabhupada quotes Vishnu Purana, famous shloka, many times he's quoting this. Although situated in one place, a fire can distribute its light and heat for some distance. Similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead, although fixing His transcendental abode, can diffuse His different energies everywhere. So this is in quote in Vishnu Purana. Ekadesha stasyagnar jyotsna vistarini yatha Parasya Brahmana Shakti Stadedam Akhilam Jagat. You will find Prabhupada in lectures or conversation causes Parasya Brahmana Shakti. Lord has unlimited potencies and they act on his behalf. Ekadesha Stitasya Agner. Like a fire is situated in one place, Jyotsna Vistarini, distributed everywhere. Fire is situated in one place, but this is where he lies. Similarly, the Supreme Personal Godhead is distributing his energies in different ways. So now the second paragraph explains, what are those energies? So divided into three principal energy. Internal potency, Prabhupada explains the purpose is spiritual sky, marginal demigods and humans, and the external potency, material world. But how to understand Lord and his energies? This is now the discussion. Although the Lord and his energies are non-different, one should not mistake these energies for the supreme truth. Now this is something important for us, that everything we see is in one way Lord, because it's the Lord's energy. From Lord, material world is created, from Lord, spiritual world exists, from Lord, Jiva emanates. So now, what is it? What is this floor? This is a table. It's the energy of the Lord, correct. So it's not different from the Lord. Comes from Him. It's His energy. But we do not mistake energy to be the supreme truth. Now if I worship this table, will I go home back to Godhead? Oh, I'll simply become carpenter next life or something. You understand? It doesn't work like this. So this is mistaken. The Mayavad they interpret it like this. Everything is good. Why you go to temple? And Prabhupada say, God is everywhere. Why he is not in the temple? It's a false logic, Why not in the temple, You are seeing only in the temple. No, we are not seeing only in the temple. We are seeing everywhere. How do we see? Look at this, Krishna's creation. Material energy, Krishna's creation. Spiritual energy, Krishna's manifestation. Jivas, we are also Krishna's energy. So we see everything not separate from the Lord. Everything is energy of the Lord. Tell me one thing, and you can see, we can classify it either as spiritual, marginal or material. Anything you conceive of, in the mind or physically, say something. Dentist. Dentist means? What energy is this? It's a jiva who has upadhi thinking I'm the dentist. Jiva covered with matter. Okay, then? Anything else? After prasadam doesn't work, isn't it? That's okay. So here, Prabhupada says, first mistake is to think that this energy is a supreme truth. No, we don't. We respect energy, but we know there is behind energy energetic. Okay, then second, nor should one wrongly consider that Supreme Lord is distributed everywhere impersonally. So Lord is distributed and He is not personally present. No, He remains person. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. Avyakta murtina means in unmanifested form, I am present everywhere. Prabhupada says, through the diffusions of my energies. Masthani sarabhutani nachaham tveshavastita. Although they are all situated in me, I am not situated in them. Now where are you? I am in Vaikuntha. I am playing my pastimes. So this is the understanding. Or that he loses his personal existence. That is also another fact. That ultimately Brahman is impersonal, he has no form, no qualities, no personality. These are all misunderstandings. The Supreme Lord is not subject to our limited capacity for understanding. Prabhupada says, it is for this reason that Upanishads warn us that no one can approach Lord by his own limited potency. Why? Why is that? Because the shloka says this, no? All the fixed above personality was swifter than the mind. Because he is so swift, the powerful demigods cannot approach him. Of course, this is not really that, you look up the sky and you see Vishnu is running and devatas are trying to catch him around, That's not the point. The point is we are speaking about knowledge, about realization, really. No? This is what we are talking about. And they are not able to catch him because he is above that. He is more than that. He is more subtle than them. He is more powerful than them. No? So here, therefore, it is for this reason Upanishad warns us that no one can approach Lord by his own limited potency. Even demigods they cannot understand God. That is the message, by their own powers. Brahma has 4 heads. His intelligence is made 90% of sattva gun. Sattvam sanjayate jnanam. He is situated in knowledge. His body made of intelligence, subtle element of intelligence. Creation is supposed to be rajagun, but body is made of intelligence. And still he can't figure out the Lord. He's stolen the calves from Krishna, want to hide. Let me see Krishna's power. He thought, I will bewilder the Lord. And that was in bewildered stage. He spoke like that. That was already his bewilderment. And Krishna acted as if bewildered. But Brahma was bewildered. Took him some time to understand. One there? Oh, 2 sets. How is this possible? So, this is the thing even Brahma cannot understand. So here, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that not even great rishis or suras can know him. What is the shloka? Aham adir hidevanam. Prabhuji? Who said? Yeah, Namavidu. Suragana, Prabhasmi, Cha Maharshaya, Aham adir hidevanam, Maharshinam cha sarvasha. Because I am their cause. Aham adir hideva. I am beginning of them. Adir means I created them. Aham adir hidevanam, Maharshinam. Maharishis I created, Devatas I created. Nama vidu suraganaha. They do not know me. Therefore they do not know me. They do not know who is their origin. And what to speak of asuras, for whom there is no question of understanding the ways of the Lord, Prabhupada said. So here Prabhupada hints, the 4th mantra of Isopanisad very clearly suggests that the absolute truth is ultimately absolute person. Correct? No? Otherwise there would have been no need to maintain so many details in support of his personal features. So this is the point, that now the mantra describes the Lord. What did the mantra said? Although fixed in one abode, he is swifter than the mind, can overcome all other running. The powerful demons cannot approach him. Although in one place, he controls those who supply air and rain. Who supplies air and the rain? The demigods. He is beyond their approach. He controls them. No? He surpasses all in excellence, Prabhupada concludes. Like that. No? So here, the Prabhupada writes in the purport that this is what we are supposed to understand from this shloka. That Lord is a person above all. Now, you see the subtitle, how to understand Lord and the energy. Now, how to understand? One should try to learn transcendence from the Lord himself, the supreme source of Vedas, for the Lord alone has full knowledge of the transcendence. Vedānta-vid Vedakrit evachaha. Correct? Vedanta-krit, I am compiled, Veda-vid, I am also knower of the Vedas. Krishna says in Gita. Correct? So this is important, that Prabhupada always says, our knowledge is coming from transcendental source, perfect knowledge, from perfect sources. Again, Apaurushaya Vedas, again Krishna is beyond modes of material nature. No? And when we, now how to learn that knowledge? Learn from transcendence. No? So how the transcendence come? From Guru Parampara, through the study of Vedas. From Isopanisad, Prabhupada is hinting. Learn from the Isopanisad. No? When a person properly utilizes his initiative or active nature with intelligence, understanding, everything is Lord's potency, he can revive his original consciousness which was lost due to association with Maya, the external energy. So this is to be done. No? What you have to understand? We have to understand that everything is Lord's potency. No? This particular shloka. All power is obtained from the Lord. Therefore, each particular power must be utilized to execute his will of the Lord, not otherwise. So then, how to act in life? Whatever ability we have to engage in Lord's service. We have to utilize all our powers, all our qualities, all our assets to understand God and to serve Him. Now, this is explained. So here, Prabhupada says, the Lord can be known by one who has adopted such a submissive service attitude. So here, the paragraph says, how to understand Lord's energies. Here, the Lord can be known by one who has adopted such submissive attitude. And definition Prabhupada gives us then. Perfect knowledge means knowing Lord in all His features, knowing His potencies and knowing how these potencies work by His will. Correct? What is definition knowledge from Bhagavad Gita? Who remembers from Bhakti Shastri course?
Soul, and then Prakriti, and controller of both.
Right. One who knows matter and spirit and the controller of both. This is the learned man. Same definition. You see, it's consistent. All the perfect knowledge means knowing Lord and His features, Lord and His potencies. Prabhupada says, gives an example. When you say a king, immediately with the word king is included. The kingdom, kinsmen, queens, treasury, army, everything is included. So when we say Krishna, we mean Krishna and His energies. And basic energies, Antaranga, Bahiranga, Tatastha Shaktis, basic. This is basic, and we've seen that they, in the Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura explain how this energy interacts and expands into Prabhav, Anubhav, Vaibhav, and then there's different Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Pada Shakti, Sandhini, Samvit, Hladini, and then they interact like that, So this is the perfect knowledge, means to know the Lord. Okay, so this is the Prabhupada's purport to this shloka. And now we hear Madhvācārya's commentaries. So this is the same shloka, and the translation is here. So Madhvācārya immediately quotes Brahmanda Purana, which describes the same characteristics of the Lord. It's amazing how he finds the shloka, Anejat Ekam. You see, this shloka gives definition, Anejat, Eka, Apnuan. Almost all the key descriptions are given in Brahmanda Purana. These are acharyas, they know. They studied the Shastra, So he quotes, and he explains word by word. He says first, in Shloka 4, certain special characteristics of God are described. Then he says, Anejat. Anejat means motionless, not moving. Anejat. Not trembling. So Madhvācārya translates differently. He translates not trembling. He is not trembling because he is fearless. That's also used like this. How Srila Prabhupada translates? Anejat, fixed. Anejat. No? Ajat means moving. Anejat means not moving. And trembling word is used. Trembling out of fear. Because he is fearless. Anejat, motionless. He is not moving. Eka, he is one, because he is supreme. There is nobody equal to him, nobody above him. Therefore, Eka, Lord is called. Naina Deva Apnuan. Demigods cannot understand him fully. Purvam Arshat. Why? But Purvam Arshat. Arshat comes from the word Rish. Rishi means one who knows. Rish means knowledge. Purva Arshat. But he understood everything from the beginning of time. Madhvācārya explains like this. No? Since all actions, and now this is one aspect, he describes this, and very important now in the second part of Shloka, for Madhvas particularly, very important is the glories of Vayu. Vayu Jivotama. Hari Sarvotama, Vayu Jivotama. This is famous. What is the meaning? Hari is above all, Supreme Lord, and Vayu is superior of all jivas. Now this is described many times, the Mukhya Prana, the essential life air, through whom all actions are done. So here he explains this Matarishva. Matarishva. Matarishva means, refers to Vayu. He controls those who supply the air and rain. Now here, you see here, since all actions rise from Vayu, Matarishva, and Vayu offers all action of living beings, Apaha, to the Lord, person should offer everything to the Lord. Now this is a complex one. If we study Madhva's commentaries, you will find that he quotes very much Upanishad for that at the beginning of creation the subtle elements are there, and then the Mukhya Prana, you may say the subtle form of the Vayu. It's different from Vayu Devata. The one who actually is a Mukhya Prana, who is the essential life force. If Vayu withdraws, life withdraws, goes, one dies. Anything moves from that Mukhya Prana. So here he explains this, that because all activities, all movements are because of Vayu. possible. So this all activities are possible because of Vayu, and all activities because he is devotee, he offers everything to the Lord. So the message is that all jiva should offer everything to the Lord, should serve the Lord. Here Vedānta-deśika gives a commentary. Through use of contradictory expressions, the teacher depicts Lord's inconceivable powers and his all-pervasiveness through those powers. So here the Vedānta-deśika says that now you can see this, he's interested in this contradictory nature. He is fixed, but he's running faster than the fastest. No? So this is interesting. Oh, how is this possible? Because he has inconceivable power. For Lord it's possible. For us it's not possible. If you, two of us are going to compete, who will run faster to the entrance gate, and you start running and I remain sitting, unlikely that I will win this competition. But Lord can do that. You run, come there, and He is already there, drinking lassi. I say, where have you been? I'm waiting for you. So, Lord can do that, no? So here the Vedānta-deśika says that now teacher is depicting Lord's inconceivable power through contradictory expressions. One cannot understand God with his own intelligence, not even Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha refers to Lord Brahma. Even though he is eternally present before them by his powerful nature. Now this is very interesting, why he mentioned Hiranyagarbha Brahma. Because this is the Brahma who received the knowledge from Garbhodakasha Vishnu at the beginning, how to create this universe. Now this is the Brahma who has full-fledged intelligence. He knows more than anybody else. Before anybody was created, Brahma got knowledge from Garbhodakasha Vishnu, who taught in his dream, he saw, oh, this is how universe should be. He had expressed his desire to Brahma. Hiranyagarbha Brahma. Of course, this is a complex. Creation is a complex thing. When the Garbhodakasha Vishnu comes within the universe, the original Adi Devatas appear there also. Hiranyagarbha Brahma comes. Before Brahma, from the lotus navel is created, there is another Brahma, Hiranyagarbha Brahma, or Adi Brahma, who appears first. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva and Adi Devatas all appear. And they offer prayers, Purusha Shukta prayers to Garbhodakasha Vishnu to arise, to start creating the universe. And there Garbhodakasha Vishnu gives knowledge to Brahma how to create, how to from that stem pull up all the 14 planetary systems, how to create bodies, how to give the services to the jivas, how to give them name, how to place them, how to fill the universe, how to do his service basically. So even that Brahma, he cannot understand the Lord. So that really hints you that, above, even though he is eternally present before them by his powerful nature. In Upanishad it is described that one day Devatas were discussing something and they heard that some Yaksha appeared in the universe and he is very powerful. So that Indra, Agni, Vayu, who is this powerful person? Because Devatas always scared of their position. If anybody will come and overpower. Yakshas are considered kind of demigods, but they are kind of a little bit asuric in nature. Servants of Kuvera. So, unusual beings. Anyway, so rumors spread that Yaksha appear in the universe. He's very powerful. So Indra said, Vayu, you go and see who is that. So Vayu came in front of that Yaksha. And he asked him, who are you? And, I'm Yaksha. Oh, and who are you? Oh, I'm Vayu. Vayu means, what is your power? Oh, you don't know Vayu. Vayu means I can blow off everything in the universe. Oh, really? All right, here is the dry straw. Please blow it off. So I went, nothing. Straw did not move. So I understood. Oh, he's more powerful than me. So he left. So he came back to Indra, and Indra Agnaveni. So, who is that? So, nothing, Yaksha. So what is his power? They said, yes, so Indra, something is going on. Agni, you go and see. So Agni went to see. Who are you? Yaksha. And who are you? Agni. Agni means, what is your power? Agni, you don't know. I'll burn everything in the universe. All right, here's the dry straw. Please you burn. So Agni went, nothing happened. So Agni offered pranam and left also. Then they came to Indra. So Indra, so who is that Yaksha? Yaksha. Because he was defeated, he didn't want to admit. It's a Yaksha, leave it, So Indra thought, I have to see myself, who is that Yaksha? So he came there, but Yaksha disappeared. And then I forgot who comes. Durga comes. Prakriti comes, correct? Durga comes and laughs on them. Oh, you big demigods, Supreme Lord Vishnu come in front of you and you can't recognize him. You can't recognize your own Lord, being deluded by your own powers. And she leaves. She's Maya, she's illusory potency. She could see, they did not see. So look at this quote from Chandogya Upanishad. Yata hiranyanidhim nihitam akshetragya upari sancharato. Yata hiranyanidhim, as is hiranyanidhim, the golden, why should I read this other translation? As people unaware of what the ground actually holds, walk again and again over buried golden treasure. So do the people of this world day after day go to spiritual world of Brahman in the deep sleep without knowing it. Now this is another concept from Vedanta, that 3 stages of consciousness are there, that awake, Jagrati, Swapna, and Susupti. Now, one is awakened stage, one is stage of dream, and one is deep sleep without dream, Susupti. Susupti is more subtle. So now when we are awakened, we are in the dream that this is reality. When we are sleeping, we are in subtle body, again in illusion. But Susupti, the deep sleep without dream, is the moment when actually Jiva is not in the subtle body, is not acting under the subtle body, is not acting under the gross body. So Baladeva writes in Vedanta Sutra commentary, explaining this, that this is the stage of a pure consciousness of Jiva, and Jiva goes in the heart, it resides there, and sleeps in the same bed with Paramatma overnight. And in the morning again, Jiva leaves the Lord, gets covered by subtle body, by gross body, and every day like this, even not knowing, as the shloka says. Go to spiritual world of Brahman in a deep sleep, Susupti, without knowing it. Just like you are walking over your garden all your life and you do not know the golden treasure is buried right beneath your feet. So, this stage of Susupti, Madhvācārya quotes also in this Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namuyati. He explains that this Susupti is proof that consciousness exists out of body. Because in the gross body now we can see activities of the soul, of the consciousness. Okay? Now when body is asleep, the consciousness is present in the subtle body. So you can see activities of mind, intelligence, desires, everything. But gross body is dead. So consciousness is not the gross body. Correct? At least this much we can understand. Consciousness is not gross body, because gross body is inactive, but still you are conscious, you are dreaming, you are experiencing, you are feeling. But then, Madhvācārya says, but stage of Susupti, where you don't dream, means your subtle body is switched off. Mind is switched off, desires are switched off, feelings are switched off, subtle body is completely switched off, intelligence is switched off, but still you are alive. You are conscious, because you are again awakening after that. So Susupti is proof that soul exists separately from subtle body, separate from gross body. You can give a Nobel Prize to Madhvācārya because he really taught something which psychologists still cannot figure out, that I'm different from the body, I'm different from the subtle body. They can't figure out. Simple truth, no? And you give to Gita because Krishna says, above the senses there is mind, above mind there is intelligence, above intelligence there is a soul. Huh? So this is the Susupti. Susupti is discussed a lot of in Vedanta. Okay, so then he gives Vedānta Vedānta-deśika Acharya gives the word-to-word further meaning. Tishtat, he remains in the earth. Tishtat, we say Pratishta Acharya, Samstapaka Acharya. He remains in the earth. Or Atmani Tishtan, he remains in the soul. You remember Prabhupada's purport? Prabhupada writes about Paramatma. We were reading just now through Prabhupada's purport, no? Prabhupada writes about the Paramatma and Atma, all pervading in his form of Antaryami, correct? So here, same thing, no? Atmani Tishtan. Ahir Bundya Samhita, he quotes from Vedas. The Lord is faster than Garuda. Shloka goes like this. Even if one travels at the speed of mind, like Garuda, that is his speed, flying for millions of years, one cannot find the end of the Lord. Means one cannot understand the Lord. Look how Garuda is flying by the speed of mind. A Matrishva, by support of air, Lord carries everything, planets in the sky. All planets are carried in the sky. He quotes Mahabharata for that. Okay, the entire expanse of outer space, along with sun, moon, stars and planets, the ether, directions, earthly planet, and the great oceans are all maintained by power of Supreme Personality Godhead, Lord Vasudeva. So Vasudevasya Virena, by his powers, no? Everything is floating in the air, everything is maintained by the Lord. So these are the commentaries of the Vedānta-deśika. Now Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇ's commentary goes like this. Knowledge of Brahman leads to liberation, but who is that God? This mantra answers the question. Anejat, he gives full translation, see, not shaking, not moving, without fear. He includes all options. No? Ekam, one without equal or superior among all living entities. Entities. The one person with a form full of condensed knowledge. Sachitananda Vigraha. Basically. Manaso Javiyo, he is faster than the mind, means that he cannot be attained, approached. That means faster than the mind. That actually you can't approach him. That is the meaning of Manaso Javiyo. Deva means senses also. So beyond approach of eyes and other senses, and means also demigods, like Brahma and others, they cannot achieve. Why they cannot know him? Because he is departed previously. Purvam Marshad, before they came, he already departed. It's symbolical because it's really, what is the point? That you can't understand, he is unlimited. You can't understand everything about the Lord. It's not possible because always there is more, there is more, there is more. Since he is swifter than the mind. Tishtat, though situated in one place, he can surpass Atyeti, all others, Anyan, who move quickly, Dhavato, for he is all pervading. No? So, Baladeva Devotion says, by his Achintya Shakti, he can accomplish those feats. Achintya Shakti, remember Prabhupada speaks about Achintya Shakti. Life comes from life, conversation he speaks. Many places that everyone is empowered by some inconceivable potency of the Lord, but Lord has all the inconceivable potencies. And here mentions also, by Lord's will alone, Vayu, Matarishva or Mukhya Prana, the cause of action in the universe, sustains action only in beings and offers them to the Lord. Okay, now Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives interesting commentary here. I'll read one more time shloka so we can follow up. All the fixed in his abode, the personality of God is swifter than the mind and can overcome all other running. The powerful demigods cannot approach him. Although in one place, he controls those who supply the air and rain. He surpasses all in excellence. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, this shloka refers to both Atma and Paramatma. Because both show these characteristics. What is it? Although fixed in one place, they provide things. Jiva can provide the body. Paramatma provides all the universe. Okay. So this verse refers both to Paramatma and Jiva, for both are unmoving, superior to matter and faster than mind. Paramatma is Vibhu Chaitanya and Jiva is Anu Chaitanya, the minute conscious entity. So he is not telling that Atma and Paramatma are equal, but he is saying Atma and Paramatma are different from the matter, are superior to gross and subtle matter. So this is exactly what he says. That does this verse show superiority of conscious entity over gross and subtle world of matter? Jiva does not move, but takes on life and performs action through Vayu or Prana. But this is through Maya Shakti. But Paramatma acts through Icha and Kriya Shakti. So this is a difference. So although this shloka appears to both, that Atma and Paramatma, the difference is very clear. That Paramatma acts within spiritual potency and the Jiva acts within material potency. Jiva could act within spiritual potency once he gets purified. Mahatmanastumam partha daivim prakriti bhashita. Like that. So these are the commentaries on the shloka 4. Do you have any questions? Briefly we are doing. You see, I'm just reading mostly because they're already given such a nice commentary. There's no need to lecture on this. Just we are informed by the commentaries that we can understand from different angles. And now when you read, good to read in advance and then good to read one more time after this course, because then you, this. It really gives you broader picture. It really helps. It helps a lot to understand. Okay, do you have any questions, comments, anything on Mantra 4? Yes?
How is this Vayu not the chief but among the essential? This is not understood.
Sorry?
Vayu, the importance of Vayu, Prana.
The potency on Vayu. You see, there are subtle airs in the body. Nadis. They allow all movements of the body. Even the soul in time of death is moved by the Vayu. If it's moved upward, goes to higher destination. If Jiva comes out through the mouth, it remains human, and if it goes to the lower exits, takes birth in lower species, goes to hell first. And everything movement, the muscles, the eyes, everything is moved by the air, by the prana. Even Ayurvedic doctor would tell you this. If air's got lock in the body, you become immovable. Or if gas go wild, you go mad. And both extremes are there. Those who have vata, they have to be careful with this because influences all of.
It's paralyzed.
Yeah, paralyzed.
You become paralyzed.
Yeah, you become paralyzed because of air disturbance, and you go mad because of air disturbance also. So, of course, the subtle element Vayu is actually one who moves, allows these movements of elements. Now the movements is required for action, and this is more subtle. This is one level before Vayu, Jiva, who is a Devata, took charge for particular affairs. This is on the subtle level when the subtle elements appear. And subtle elements are also personalities. So it's a complex. You see, these are all... One day we can discuss all the creation in details. Then you will see when Karandakasha Vishnu lays on the Karna ocean, Viraja river, that all these subtle elements are there. They are in pradhana, but they are inactive. When he moves the pradhana by his glance, she becomes Mahatattva, and all these personalities comes and serves him. All the elements in person comes and serves him. These are subtle elements. Then from subtle elements, when they touch the modes, which are Maya's energies, gunas, then if they touch tamagun, then you have this ahankara, then you have this tamasa buddhi, then you have the gross the subtle elements created from tamasa, then you have the senses created, then you have the mind created, you have the intelligence created, you have demigods created. You have all these aspects, all creation took place on subtle level. Then comes after that, they all enter within the universe, and then they give the power to Brahma to create, and then they become gross. Then the first body is form of Brahma. Brahma has first material body. The subtlest, the best, the purest one. Then goes from him, grosser. From subtle creation takes place. So we are speaking really about the original Mukhya Prana. That's why I call it Mukhya Prana. Yeah, it's a long one to explain in details, but give you some idea. Okay, any other question? Others will start Shloka 5. Okay. Tat ejati, tan naijati, tad dure, tad vantike, tad antarasya sarvasya, tat ussarvasya asya bhayataha. Now, another shloka describing the Lord. The Supreme Lord walks and does not walk. He is far away, but he is very near as well. He is within everything, and yet he is outside of everything. Okay, so these are another contradictions, contradictory matters, which are reconciled in the Lord. There is a book called Sri Tattva Sutra by Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura. He said, for the lovers of Vedanta Sutra, he wrote the book Sri Tattva Sutra. So he wrote all in sutras, all 55 philosophical points of Gaudiya Vaishnavas in sutras, and he gave a commentary also explaining each sutra. Because sutra is something very condensed, you're not going to figure out yourself, So in one of the sutras he says that contradictory nature of the Lord is not his fault, dūṣana, is his bhūṣana, is his opulence, is his ornament, this is his good quality. That simultaneously he can do something contradictory and he, no problem. Nothing, no bad effect of it, no any fault on it. So he explains this. So here this is the contradiction. Purport. Here is a description of some of Supreme Lord's transcendental activities, executed by his inconceivable potencies. The contradiction given here prove the inconceivable potencies of the Lord. He walks, he does not walk. So Prabhupada said, ordinarily if you say walk, he cannot say he is not walking. He's walking. No, he's not walking. But in reference to God, such contradiction simply serves to indicate his inconceivable power. Okay. So not to go through all the purport. Shall we go through all? No need to go through all purport. I pull out the notes. Okay. So first the paragraph titled The Inconceivable Potencies of the Lord. The contradiction to prove inconceivable potency. Prabhupada says, the members of Gita school, adopting the perfect conception of the Lord, accept his inconceivable potencies and thus understand that he is both personal and impersonal. So Prabhupada says, we have no problem with impersonalism. We accept Lord has impersonal features, like his energies, and personally he is present. So personalism includes both understandings. The Bhagavatas know that without inconceivable potencies, there can be no meaning to the word Supreme Lord. Like this, one Muslim preacher in India, famous, I'll not mention his name, that he said that God is there, Veda says we accept. But the God has 4-hand form, that we cannot accept. How is this possible? Because you are a fellow who has 2 hands, you cannot have 4 hands, you think nobody can have 4 hands. But what is this? Not so intelligent argument. No? Why God could not have 4 hands? Why 4 hands? 6 hands, 8 hands, hundreds of hands. No? Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapad. Why not? Thousands of hands, millions of hands, billions of eyes, millions of legs. What is the problem for the Lord? You have a problem. You are Mr. Preacher Limited, LTD. You can't expand. No, that is the difference. Why God cannot? God can do anything He wants. Does everybody agree? Correct. If you don't agree, then what is the meaning of the word Supreme Lord? If He can do anything He wants to do, He can assume any form, any time, whatever He likes, He can do. Correct? What is the problem? Oh, these are all mythological description, form of a fish, form of hog, form of a lion, No? Yeah, any form. 84 legs of species He appears, Prabhupada said. No? Hamsa avatar, form of a swan, Haigriva avatar, form of the horse. No? So many descriptions are there. And how many we do not know. So, but that we have to understand. Fundamentally, God can do whatever He wants to do. He has the power. Therefore, He is God. Perfect person. No? So funny meaning. Okay, so inconceivable potencies of the Lord. Second paragraph discusses, Lord has personal existence. Because now we are speaking about so many energies, we should not think that Lord has lost His existence. Because we cannot see God with our eyes, the Lord has no personal existence. But this is bogus, you can't see Him. That doesn't mean that He is not a person. Śrīpāda refused this argument by declaring that Lord is far away, but very near also. How is that refuted? If Prabhupada gives an example, if the material sky extends so far, then what to speak of the spiritual sky which is altogether beyond it? Even material sky you can't see, but exists. No? And what to speak of spiritual sky which is far bigger? Tripada Vibhuti. Ekapada Vibhuti is 1/4 of creation is material. Tripada Vibhuti. 3/4 is spiritual. What is 3/4 of unlimited? How much is it? You see, so it's given just for us to conceive that it's bigger, but how you are not going to measure. He at once, within less than a second, descends before us with a speed swifter than that of mind and the wind. No, these are his inconceivable potencies, no? How? Far and near. Prabhupada gives an example. How Lord is far and near. He can also run so swiftly that no one can surpass him. So, you see, just because we can't see, we cannot conceive. It doesn't mean that Lord cannot do that. So these contradictions are really there to puzzle the mind. What is it? What is it? His Supreme Lord can do, we cannot do. He's like that. Wow, he's amazing. It's amazing, no? You can't describe this shloka, you can't subscribe to anybody else except the Lord. Lord does not have material body. The foolish deride him, considering him a mortal being. Correct. What is the shloka in Gita? Avajantima muda manushin tanumashitam. Fools, they think I'm ordinary human when I appear. Parambhavam ajananto. They do not know my parambhav, transcendental nature. And last word? Mama bhuta maheshwaram. That I am Supreme Lord of all living entities. Okay. Nor does he came before us with a body produced of material nature. This is another misconception. Now, Lord can do whatever he wants to do. He may appear just to have material body. It looks like that, but it's not material. Just like there were piercing arrows in the transcendental body of the Lord. Bhishma himself was piercing the body, transcendental body of the Lord. And Krishna was bleeding. There is a scripture in Bhagavatam. Krishna is sweating. Due to so much endeavor to protect his devotee, he has to drive the chariot very swiftly, very cleverly, to avoid all the arrows of Bhishma. So you can see the transcendental body appear to be sweating, appear to have dust sticking to his lotus face, appear to be bleeding. And somehow or other, if you calculate, he was above 100 years old on Kurukshetra, but no grey hair. No long beard, no glasses, not the stick, the third leg. It's not there. No? 100 years old, driving chariot, and described Nava Yovana, blooming youth. So you see, he may appear bleeding and getting hungry and sweating, but it's the transcendental body of the Lord. Because from spirit matter comes, spirit may manifest all qualities of matter. Huh? Just like we offer flower to the Lord, and you will see this garland, which is fully spiritual because it was offered to the Lord, may tomorrow fade away, may show some characteristics of matter. Why? To bewilder atheists. You see, it's material, but it's not, because I smell it, I go home back to Godhead. As a proof, I get purified. Consciousness is getting purified because it's offered to the Lord. So, deities, if you don't do daily abhishekam, their transcendental body may appear to darken, may appear just like a brass or bell metal or bronze or whatever you call it, ashtadhatu. And if you wash it daily with tilak, with lemon, it's shining. So you may say, oh, it's material. But it's not material. Then how Lord's body get darker? He's telling you, bath me, do the service. That's your service. In deity vigraha, I accept the service. No? Famous that Muslims objection. Why you worship deity? If a fly comes to the nose of the deity, then the deity has no power to defend himself. But Lord say, in deity form, I don't defend myself, I don't move. You do the service. You have chamara, you chase away flies. By the way, who created the fly? Supreme Lord. Who is directing the fly? Who is holding the joystick? Paramatma. So if without Lord permission, can fly land on the nose of the deity? No. Cannot. Huh? So why is fly comes on the nose? So we can get some service. So we can get purified by penning chamara. But they can't understand. No? They cannot understand. They say, don't worship the idols, the deities. But Lord reciprocates. Prabhupada writes in the purport that you will see. He says that the pure devotee, those who are pure devotees, they can feel it. He writes when he glorifies Arsha Vigraha, it will come now. Come now, that purport. So, but it's still, Christians also, they are against deity worship. But if you have photo of Jesus, and you throw it on the floor and step on it, they will get upset. Correct? If you have a photo of Muhammad and spit on it, they will kill you. Correct? Why you are respecting his material? Huh? But it's not material. Correct? Yeah? Somebody in Europe made a joke of Muhammad and they blasted bomb, they killed them. Correct? Which is, understandable in one way that, why you want to comment on saints, why you want to comment on somebody's religion. That is a different issue. We are not discussing that. But we are discussing that you say the deities are material, but you also respect Quran book. You will not keep on the floor. Oh, it's a printer, it's a matter, printed matter. No? Bible you will not keep on the floor. No? Cross and Jesus. And they keep in the church. They worship. We don't worship idols. And then what is it? Photo is another form of idol, just painted. So you can't avoid the form of the Lord. It's not possible. No? You can't avoid it. Because Lord has a form. It's a simple logic. Yeah. Okay. So that's the point, that they say you are worshipping idols, but why we are worshipping idols? If I take photo of you, by that, what is that for? Cell phone. I take selfie, not selfie, my photo. Okay, your photo I take, and I show it to others. Who is that on the photo? Shriram. Correct. Now I understand this photo is limited. He can't talk. He can't reciprocate. No, but who is on the photo? It's Shriram. Correct. Huh? So we make a deity according to the description of the Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam, in the Vedas. Shama Sundaram, Achintya Guna Sarupa, Tribhanga. He is three-band forsher, he plays the flute, he has lotus eyes, Venum Kvanantam Aravinda Dalaya Daksham. It is all described. So we are not imagining. If I paint the photo of Shriram by somebody's description, you can recognize. It's him. It's nobody else than him. The difference is that Lord can reciprocate even through photo. Lord can talk through photo. Lord can accept your prayer even through photo because He is unlimited. This is the difference. Deity we made, it's material, but it's not material. Why? Because He's reciprocating our prayers. Lord has no limits. He can reciprocate through the deities. We cannot. No? Even our dear ones and near ones, we keep their photo with us. Correct? And you have, as soon as you see photo, some feelings are invoked. So same thing, we keep Krishna's photo, Krishna's deity, our feelings for Lord are invoked, and these are real feelings. And those feelings will take us back home, back to Godhead, stop repeated birth and death. And they also do it. They also do it. No? You cannot come in front of masjid and pass water in the entrance of the masjid. They will be offended. Why they will be offended? It is material. What is this? Why you are worshipping the matter? What is in Mecca? It's a big black box and inside is a stone. And everybody is bowing down. Correct? You been? No. You're not. No. Not allowed. Infidel. Only pure Muslims are allowed. No? So why? Again same. They're bowing down to every day namaz is towards Mecca. Why? Why towards Mecca? This is something sacred, something special for them, something related to Prophet, something related to God. Correct? So it's holy. Yeah. They said, why you worship deities? This is not God. And they also bow down to the box. You can see that building, they're bowing down, they're touching, they're putting their head on. Correct? Can you misbehave there? No. You see, all these things are there. So why they are finding fault in us, they are doing the same thing. Same thing is everywhere. Man is holding Jesus on the cross and shouting at me, "You are worshipping idols." And this is, what is this? What is this around your neck? Jesus on the cross. No, this is symbolical. Okay, then throw it. How can I throw? You see? Worshipping. Then you are worshipping. No? If it's matter, then it's matter. Correct? But you want disrespect. Okay, next. Not knowing his inconceivable power, such foolish men place the Lord on equal level with ordinary men. So then these foolish Indologists, then they start reading the Vedas without guru, without sense control, without discipline, without clear understanding. They want to learn by grammar Sanskrit, and they want to by grammar understand the Vedas. So they started speculating. There's one Krishna is in Vrindavan, that another Krishna is in Dwaraka and Kurukshetra, and third Krishna is that which they identified to Vishnu from Rig Veda. So at least there were 3 Krishnas there. Dear Indologists, just give it up. This is not the way how to understand the Vedas. Why you want to understand the Vedas like this? Like that foolish fellow said. Chaitanya Charitamrita, the famous professor from the West, expert in Gaudiya Vaishnava literature, he said, Chaitanya Charitamrita has been commented by 2 personalities. Originally written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Bengali and commented by 2 personalities. One is Bimala Prasad and another one is Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Ṭhākura. He doesn't know, fool, that he's the same person, He's the same person. It's the same, these Indologists, they blubber so much. Krishna is like this, Krishna. Why don't you accept from Vedas what is Krishna? Krishna says he is Supreme Lord. He is speaking Gita. Krishna, the person, is talking to Arjuna, standing in front of him. And Krishna is talking to Arjuna, Param Brahm, Param Dham, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. You are that Supreme Person. You are the sorcerer. You are topmost. You are the purest. You are Supreme Enjoyer. No? So clear. It's a clear. Okay. Next point. Lord can convert his different potencies according to his own will. This is Prabhupada's point. Even if Lord appears before us in form of material energy, it's quite possible for him to convert this energy into spiritual energy. Spiritualized. For example, Lord appears in form of Archa Vigraha, supposedly made of earth, stone or wood. If our present state of imperfect material existence, we cannot see Supreme Lord due to imperfect vision. But Lord kindly appears himself in material elements so that neophyte can see him. Those devotees who want to see him by means of material vision, see that? We want to see him by means of material vision, are favored by the Lord who appears in so-called material form to accept his devotee's service. Nor is the archa form fashioned according to whims or worshipper. No, it's fashioned according to description in Shastra. This form is eternally existence with all paraphernalia. This can be actually felt by a sincere devotee, but not by an atheist, Prabhupada said. No? Example of Archa Vigraha. No? That Lord can convert potency. And this is interesting. There is one documentary on the water. The propensities on the water, the scientists were studying propensities of the water. So water has a chemical structure and has also mechanical structure. When you froze the water, it crystallizes, turns into ice. So water, H2O, maybe pure water, drinking water, chemicals are same. But when you crystallize different water, they form different crystals. And then what did they show in the movie, the scientists, that they went to the church in Moscow, the Russian scientists did research. They took ordinary water from the tap. They put many barrels of that water for one festival. Scientists took sample of that water before the puja is done, you may say, before the function was performed. And they put it in the fridge on minus 72 degrees, something like that, if I remember properly, and it formed the crystals. Okay. Those crystals are not so organized, not so looking beautiful, but crystals are crystals. There's some crystallized form of the water. Then the priest came, took the cross, put in the water, chanted some prayers, and that water became holy water and was distributed to thousands of people. Then after the puja, the scientists took the water, crystallized, it shows beautiful patterns, completely different crystals. H2O, H2O, both are same drinking water. The movie is there, water, the documentary of scientists. So you have some material, even materially, you can see that water can be influenced, can be changed, can be transformed. So, of course, spiritually we consider very much like this. When we do puja in the morning, Ganga Chaya, Muna Chaya, we chant the mantras, we invoke all the holy rivers in Achmana. And then we take Achmana, we purify ourselves. Then, we offer the flowers to the Lord, we offer food to the Lord. After offering bhoga to the Lord, after the Lord accepts, we accept it as a prasadam. And we all know influence of prasadam in our lives. No need to discuss this one. So these are all things, many examples of that. Lord can convert his different potency according to his own will. And also, Prabhupada said, if you see him as a stone, he will remain stone. If deity is installed in the temple and devotees neglect the temple, then the Lord withdraws. He is not bound to remain in the murti. He leaves and stone remains there. Lord will not stay. Lord will leave the place. We have examples of that also. There was a famous story of the landlord of that place where Jagannath's deities were there in Mayapur, that Rajpura place. The Lord came in the dream to Pujari, and Pujari saw him, Jagannath, walking over the fields toward ISKCON temple. So he's asking, where are you going? You're not feeding, I'm going there to eat in ISKCON. So he came and said, better you people take the worship, Lord is anyway going to your place to eat every day. And he given the temple to ISKCON. Something like that story briefly, Correct? Lord left the place. So it's not that Lord is bound. Okay, now install murti, now everybody leaves and neglect him, and you don't cook properly, you don't offer properly, you don't worship properly, nobody comes and cleans everything, and Lord is locked in the murti and looking, how long I have to stay here. He doesn't have to stay 1 second. He doesn't have to stay 1 second. And it's like that. That Lord independent. The Lord reserves the right not to reveal or to reveal himself. That's up to him. Depends on the devotee's degree of surrender. What is it? Ye tamam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham. As all surrender to me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects of Pritha. Lord is never under influence of his energies, nor he is formless. Okay? So this is another point Prabhupada says now. For him there is no difference between matter and spirit because he is source of both energies. Prabhupada says for electricity, you may use it for cooling fan or you may use it for heater for water. But for current, it's the same current, there is no any difference. No? So the Lord is like this. For him matter and spirit. For him both are same. There is no difference for him. For us there is big difference. Now Prabhupada explains that these terms discussed, saguna and nirguna. Saguna, Prabhupada explained immediately, does not imply that when Lord appears with perceivable qualities, he must take on material form and be subject to the laws of material nature. That is not true. That Lord has material form, material qualities, material pastimes. No, this is not the fact. Nirguna, without qualities. He can use that energy of his purposes without ever being influenced by any of the qualities of that energy. That means nirguna. He is not touched by matter. Whatever he does, he is not influenced by the matter. He may come in material world, he may perform pastimes within material realm, but he is not influenced. How do we know Krishna is not influenced? But you can see that kala, time, does not affect him. Karma. Name karma anilimpati. Name karma phale sprihaha. I know I'm not under laws of karma. I'm not under the laws of nature. Even devotees are free from Maya when they worship Krishna. Then how can Krishna be under the Maya? Mamevaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Correct. Here, nor does he become formless entity at any time. For ultimately, he is eternal form, the primeval Lord. Lord has a form. And this is a fact. This is described in Shastra. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha. Sachitananda Rupaya Krishnaya Klishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedaya Gurave Buddhasakshini. Many places are described that form. His impersonal aspect of Brahman effulgence is but glow of his personal rays, just as sun rays are glow of the sun god. So Prabhupada discussed Brahmajyoti. What about Brahmajyoti? Brahmajyoti is effulgence from his body. That is Brahmajyoti. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Kote. That's described in Brahma Samhita also. And then Prabhupada discusses, the Lord is within everything. Through his inconceivable potencies, powers, he can appear at any place in order to favor his sincere devotee. And he gives the example of Nrsimhadeva appearing from the pillar. And this is exactly described. Where is your Lord? Of course, materialistic person cannot see. And Prahlad could see. Where is Lord? Father, he's everywhere. What are you talking? Nonsense question you're asking. No? Everywhere. What everywhere? In the pillar. Yes, in the pillar. No? And Lord appeared. The Lord appeared actually. No? So he descends only to favor his devotee, not for any other purpose. Why is this? Because Paritarana sadhana vinashesha dushkritam, that Lord descends to protect devotees and punish the dushkritas. But Prabhupada writes in this purport here, in Isopanisad as well as in Gita purport, from Vishwanath Chakravarti Ṭhākura's commentary, the Lord has so many Maya agents to kill dushkritas, dushkritanas, to kill demons. So for that purpose he doesn't have to come. Maya will finish them off. No? He didn't come to kill Hitler. No? He arranged the demons kill themselves around. Put two parties together, kill themselves. Maya killed them. So Prabhupada, therefore Vishwanath Chakravarti Ṭhākura says, he comes only for the pleasure of his devotees. Paritranaya sadhana. What's there to save the sadhus? They are already saved. They are sinless. There's nothing to save them. Vishwanath Chakravarti Ṭhākura writes there, to save them from pangs of separation. They are not seeing their Lord. Therefore Lord comes. So Prabhupada writes here, he descends only to favor his devotee and not for any other purpose. The primeval Lord enters everything by his plenary portion. He is outside in his Virat form and within as Antaryami. So that is again Prabhupada commentary explaining how Lord is all-pervading. Conclusion he gives at the end, last paragraph. Prabhupada writes, the fact is that there is nothing but God within and without. This is true. What means absolute truth? Means God is spiritual, marginal, material energy. These four, this is absolute truth. Nothing else exists than that. Is it God? Spiritual, marginal, material potency. Absolute truth. Nothing else exists. Only these four exist. Correct. The fact is, nothing but God within and without. Everything is manifestation of his different energies, like the heat and light emanate from fire. And in this way there is oneness among his diverse energies. Although there is oneness, however, the Lord in his personal form still enjoys unlimitedly all the pleasures enjoyed minutely by the tiny part and parcel living entities. So here very nice point Prabhupada says, we are jivas, we are so minute. We are enjoying so much, we are personalities. We have our likings, dislikings, our desires, our form, our friends. And Lord is also enjoying all these things. We are enjoying him minutely, he is enjoying unlimitedly. He has form, he has friends, he has feelings, he has desire. If the jiva and Lord are extreme dvaita, you may say, in the sense completely different, like two different objects, then there won't be any relationship to it. We are not same with the Lord. That's an obvious fact. We are not same because we are conditioned in Maya. No, we are different from the Lord. But we have similarities. We have feeling, Lord has a feeling. We have desire, tendency to love somebody, to do something, to serve somebody, to exchange emotions, to be loved, to be happy. Lord also has this. If we are completely different, nothing to do with each other, then how the relationship will be developed? How to have a relationship? No? It won't work. If I come to the banana tree and said, dear banana tree, she left me. Do you understand? What banana tree will understand? It's a living entity. Why will not understand? But there's a big difference. The consciousness is not developed. So there are much more similarities between jiva and the Lord. Much more similarities. Because there is loving relationship. Jivara Swarupa Krishnara Nityadas. That you have to serve Lord, you have to love God. Love God, He is also loving you, you are loving Him. So there is some understanding. No? Like I'm talking now, and I expect, you know what I mean? So you are, oh yes, I know what you mean. Yeah. But I don't expect from matter to reciprocate. We don't expect from the champa trees around to reciprocate in that way. Now that, say, you know what I mean, and all champa trees go like, with their branches up and down. No, you don't, because of the great difference. But we are similar. We are very similar to God. We are very similar in many ways. What we like, Lord likes. Why you like something? Because Lord likes it. Even that comes. Why we like fighting? Krishna likes fighting. Ladies cannot figure out. But Lakshmi doesn't like fighting. Therefore you are like a Lakshmis. Yeah. That's the point. There's so many similarities are there. So here, look at the point now again. Although there is oneness, however, the Lord in His personal form still enjoys unlimitedly all the pleasures enjoyed minutely by tiny part and parcel living entities. You enjoy family, Lord has family there in spiritual world. You enjoy friendship, Lord has friends. You enjoy eating, oh, Lord is eating like anything. Lord, you enjoy playing, Lord enjoy playing. Tell me one thing that Lord is not enjoying million times better than us. Of course, don't laugh like this. Enjoying teasing others, that's not Lord's play. That's lower modes. You think it's enjoyment, but it's suffering. Enjoyment doesn't mean causing others suffer. Para dukkha sukhi. That's perverted reflection. Teasing is there in spiritual. Jokes are there. But not that lower qualities. These are not there. Absent. Imperfections absent. Not that my happiness is seeing how he's suffering and I'm pinching and torturing him and then I'm enjoying. That God is not enjoying. God is not enjoying like that. Of course, there is something. That when asuras are defeated, then devotees rejoice. Lord also rejoices. No? Ravana was killed. Everybody happy. All devotees happy. Lord is also happy. Correct? That's also there. Okay. So now, we have to stop here. Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai, Shri Isopanisad ki jai, Hare Krishna.